What's up from the Northeast? All right, so as you can see, I've already got the Umarex Zelos torn apart. I figured I'd stop doing what I was doing and bring you guys in before I got any further. So I'm gonna show you how to break it down step by step. And the first thing you're gonna do is take off the cheek piece. Don't lose your screws. It's 2 screws. They are, I believe they are 2 millimeter. Sorry guys. Yes, 2.5. So you're gonna take this off, 2 screws, comes right off real easy. And then you're going to remove this cheek piece, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 screws. These screws are really small, and they are a 2 millimeter. So you're going to remove those, and then that will slide right off. And then your Picatinny rail, you have to be careful when you take this off because it has, again, one of those little metal washers, but it also has 2 pins. And how you remove that is you have 2 screws in the back, 1 in the front. The ones in the back are, hang on guys. The ones in the back are 2.5, and then that one in the front is a 3 millimeter, I believe. Yes. So 2.5 in the back, 3 in the millimeter, 3 millimeter in the front. Again, when you slide this off, just be cautious of that little metal washer. It's going to sit right here in this cutout. And those 2 pins are going to sit inside the frame. And once you pop them out, just put them back in here so you don't lose them. And set that off to the side. And then we get to this back piece. So this back piece is connected. You have your rod connected here. And then you have four screws on top, which are 2.5 millimeter. Which is here, 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 and here. You have 1 screw right there, which is a 2 millimeter, but you're going to leave that in after you take these 4 out. Don't remove that one just yet. And the reason for that is you're going to want to unscrew this piece first, and you can just do that with your fingers. It'll just unscrew. Once you get that unscrewed, then you remove that middle one, that 2 millimeter, and this piece will pop right off. All right. What I was doing was taking the valve out to put in C88 Machining's power valve. He gives you a tool, a washer that's cut to get that out, but I was having a hard time with it, so I just used a flathead, putting it in one side and just gently unscrewing. It came out pretty easy. So we're going to get that valve out. This is under some spring tension. And that is your stock valve, stock poppet. And I believe that's aluminum. And then C88 Machining is brass, and I believe his poppet is made of PEEK, which is a much stronger material. So we're going to get some high flash point silicone oil. We're going to get these O-rings, give them a nice little bath. And sorry this video took so long, guys. I was just having a hard time getting the parts in. There's a USPS plant in New Jersey and then one in Indiana, which they're both having some serious issues. So shipping has been a headache. All right, we'll get those good and coated up, and then we're going to put this back where we took the other one out. This is where his tool comes in handy to screw this back in. As you can see, it's just a cutout washer, but the reason for that is so it doesn't hit your poppet. So how is everybody doing in airgun world? I know I'm ready for spring and summer, man. I am over winter. We have just not got a break where I live. It's just been snow and crazy weather. And today it's actually freezing rain, so not very nice. Alright, we got that in. We're just going to snug it down. Make sure that poppet functions, and it does. Alright, now that we got that valve in, we're going to set the old one aside. And we will put this back together. Again, we're going to want to screw this in first. Just kind of get it close. Start threading that back in there. Of course, it's going to be a pain in the butt for me. Flip that over and try it this way. And screw that completely from there. Alright, so that is reverse threaded. And we're going to thread this one back in. A little tricky, but this is what adjusts your second stage. All right, and then we got that back in, and we can adjust that after. Flip it back over, and you're going to take that middle screw and get that in first, which is a 2mm, I believe. What did I do with that? Right there. Okay, so you gotta kind of pull back on that to find that hole. Hold it in place. Hope you guys can see that. It's so hard to film these and do it by myself. Okay. Now we'll get these four back in. Just kind of eyeball it and line those holes up. These are a 2.5. Kind of get them in by hand. And I like to cross left, right, but cross them. These are all the parts that I'm putting on today are from C88 Machining. He makes all the Nodos parts, and now he's doing Zelos, and the guy really does a good job. He's just a one man show. All right, now that we got that back on, we'll go for our top rail. Remember these pins and that washer. So these pins sit in these two holes right here. Get those on. Again, we just want to make sure everything is lined up properly. Get that washer. That washer sits up here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And those two back ones are 2.5. Get those in by hand. And we'll go back through and we'll tighten all these up. And that front one is 3mm. So 2.5 in the back, 3mm in the front. Snugged up. Don't want to over tighten anything, just want to snug it up. Okay, now we'll go back to this one in the middle, which is a 2. Get that one snugged up. And same thing with our back 4. Get those snugged up. And remember, if you pull this out to put that valve in, you are going to have to readjust your trigger. Okay. Now next is our bottle adapter. I've already taken the air tube off. That literally just screws off. There's no real nonsense you got to go through to get that on there. Now if you have some clocking issues, he does send washers. So you can get that good and straight. Should have 4. So we'll add one and see where that lands us. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone oil on this little guy right here in the front. Just to be safe. Alright. Sorry my workbench is such a mess today. I'll try to line that up a little bit better. You might have to line that up with your tool of some kind. Just kind of get it centered best you can. And then screw this on down. God, I don't like that. I'm going to try all 4 and see where that lands us because we're quite a ways off. Alright. So for me, it took all 4 to get it somewhat straight. I'm going to try to really tighten that down as best I can. And hopefully that holds under pressure. All right. I did already get the plenum on. It's the same thing. You got some washers underneath here to clock this. I wanted mine facing rearward. Some guys use them facing forward. You are going to have to get your own reg gauge. It is a 1/8 BSP, and the block itself is an M8 thread. So he threads this M8, and then he threads the top 1/8 BSP, so you can use your own gauge. Next is his oversized cocking handle. It's good and knurled. So we'll get that off. I'm gonna guess that that's a 3mm, maybe 2.5. Let's see. Yes, it's a 2.5. You got one screw to remove this. Just kind of hang on to it while you do it. You don't want to bend anything by too much tension on it. And that should slide right off. I'll show you the difference between the two. So that's the stock, and that's his oversized knurled, which is really nice. He does a good job. Slide that on. And you might have to like wiggle it and to get it to line up proper. Maybe I got it first try. No such luck. Shed a little light on the situation. Might have to back that off a little bit. Nope, needs to actually go on further. Alright, so I had to tap mine on. You might have to do the same to get that screw hole to line up. You're still not lined up. We get it this time. Third time's the charm. It's still not biting. What the heck? Seems to be lined right up on there. Again, you're going to want to, if you're banging that on there, tapping it on there, just be careful because this lever is not, it will bend. God, I could not get that to bite. More time. All right. Okay, it's starting to bite. I don't like the way that's not threading on there easy. Again, remember, if you have to force it, you don't got it on there right. And it should just thread down in there easy. And I'm having a hell of a time with this. I guess there's a little bit of Loctite on there I could take off. Screw it down in and thread it back out. I think that tension I was feeling is just Loctite. But better to be safe than sorry. I don't want to force anything and strip anything, and you don't either. And again, I always preach just taking your time and doing it right the first time to prevent headaches and God, why is that doing that? This thing does not want to thread in there. I don't know if that hole's off a little bit. It kind of does look a little off center. Sorry, guys. Don't get the best lighting for downlighting when I'm looking. I have no idea where my flashlight is. The joys of working on air guns, right? What seems to be the easiest part to change is becoming the toughest. And it does look like that hole might be off center. Alright, I think I got it. Alright, we got it. Holy crap. Yeah, that looks real good. Alright. Next, we will put on the C88 Machining FX liner, or FX barrel. It has an FX liner inside. He makes the outer shell and the transfer ports. Your barrel is held in by 2 grub screws right here, and you have 2 indents on the barrel, so you're going to want to line those up. Just as you're going in, just kind of pay attention to where those notches are in the barrel. Alright, did I do something wrong here? Because that should just slide right in, and it's not. It's just stopping dead. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, I'm going to pause the video, guys. Alright, I'm back. After a little finagling, I got that barrel in. And now we can... well, you know what? Let's do the bottle last. We'll do the bottle last. Let's get all these parts back on. So we gotta get our, what did I do with it? 2.5 for your barrel retention nuts. These are covered in Loctite, so just be cautious when you're putting them back in. Now we'll put our back piece back on. Again, just kind of check your trigger before you do that. Make sure it's where you like it. Boy, that pin is awful loose in there. Slide that back on. God, I am a mess right now, guys. I'm sorry. Trying to find what I did with that wrench. Alright, so these are 2mm, and you got 12 of them. Let me pick up a little bit here. Sorry guys, I'm very disorganized today. It's been a long week. But just want to get this together. So in case you guys want to do these modifications, you can do it. It's actually pretty easy. Once you get into the rifle, it's not that bad. If that's one thing I respect about Snow Peak, and that's who produces these rifles, is they keep it simple. So every screw, you know what I mean? They'll only use like 2 or 3 different size screws for the entire rifle. So it's pretty easy to keep track of. Hopefully I don't run out of time here filming, because again, my phone, just like the last video I made, I just kept having issues with recording, and I just happened to keep doing it over and over and over again. Hopefully this one just allows me to film it all in one shot. And then all that's left is to get that bottle on and get my grip back on, and we're in business. And this grip is a Bravo 3D printed benchrest grip. I really, really like it. Ooh, did I catch it? Oh, I did. Almost lost that screw. Just be cautious with your screws, guys. I believe these are 2.5. Yes. Let's speed things up a little bit, huh? Shall we? All right. And your grip is a 5mm? Yes. $5mm on the grip. And let's get our bottle. Went with a 580cc bottle. Get this little cap out of there. And you should have some O-rings with the bottle kit. It gives you quite a bit of O-rings for replacements as well. Plop that down on the bottle. Hit it with a little silicone oil. Use our finger to spread that out. Now I haven't adjusted the reg or done anything to this gun. I just got it and took it apart today and put our C88 machining parts on. Just make sure your bottle's snug. And that's it, guys. That's my C88 machining Umarex Zelos build. I've got the Bravo 3D grip on there. Dude, I am digging this gun. And the goal is to get 100 foot-pounds. And I will make another video to do the tuning, but I just wanted to get this one done so you guys can take it apart and put it back together for your mods. Hopefully this all went through. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'm sorry I'm all over the place today. I've just got a lot going on in my personal life, and it is what it is. Such is life. But thank you guys for watching. Later.